City lights blink, but they don't speak. Empty wallets, dreams looking weak. Concrete jungle where love takes a seat. Violence whispers, struggles on repeat. This is the life we know. The highs, the lows, the show. Hearts are heavy, pockets are light. Love's a candle.
Hi, I'm Teresa. I'm 68 years old, native of Highlands County. Born here, raised here. I went away a couple of years. I went to Florida A&M University. Then I came home and I went into the military for several years. And I got out of the military because my mom was diagnosed with cancer, and I came home to take care of her. But lately, in the past, I guess several years or so, I've noticed a huge amount of homelessness right here in our county. I mean, a lot. And more than anything, I mean, just when you stop and talk to people sometimes, you'll find out different things. But I have talked to several, veterans, and they're homeless, and well, I think other countries, they held their military as heroes, and I think we should too, because in 1969, I lost my oldest brother in the Vietnam War. And at that time, he was only 25 years old. He had just had a 4-month-old baby. And when they come home, a lot of them come home to no jobs, no help, and basically sometimes homeless. But when I came home, at the time I came home, I had a hard time finding a job. It wasn't, well, I don't know exactly what it was because of, but I applied several places and I did have a hard time finding a job, especially a job that would pay something worth anything. But I did eventually find a job. Wasn't the ideal job, but it kept money in my pocket and the rent paid and stuff. Well, right now, you can tell we're in an uproar. And it's partially, I'll say 90% of it is because of the government. But I think what they should do, I think military should be a priority, since it plays a very important part in our security. I think we should treat our vets as such. And I think that that once they get the monies and the funds deploying, that they need to consider getting places for these people to live. I think first of all, the head, that's where it starts from, the head, and everything else flows down. But once we get on one accord with this thing about how important the military is important to this country and our vets, once we get that into focus, then I think that they should set up some plans. But first of all, they got to realize that this didn't happen overnight. This has been going on for years. Mm-hmm. It's been going on. And it's gonna take time to undo it. But they gotta make a step in the right direction, which is, considering our vets to be more important than just people we use. Because one thing about it, I've known some Vietnam vets, and those guys been home for 40, some of them 50 years, but they still not right. They still in war situations in their minds, and they reliving this thing over and over again. A lot of them have turned to alcohol and drugs, and then we take them and set them aside. But these are the people that we sent over there as babies. They were young boys, 25 years old. I mean, trained to go in and kill or be killed. And then when they come home, then we just take them and push them aside. And I think once somebody get that concept in their mind about these people are important, it's more to them than just, coming home. We need to set some debriefing in place first to get these people to transition back into society. Well, I tell you, things are not like it used to be. Because I remember a time when if you didn't have anything else, you kept a roof over your head. And I remember those days. And then back, I guess the younger parents got, things wasn't so important to them as rent. They would move from place to place, and not paying landlords. And what happened was, a lot of people got stiff in situations like that. And then sometimes the good have to suffer with the bad. But they end up having to get laws in order to do these things. Because at one point they had no recourse. Well, they're not actually helping if you don't have another out for those people. Like you say, if they get evicted, then they're back on the streets. But you got programs out there. But you gotta walk through this tightrope, that tightrope, in order to get help. Now, what I really think about that is, it's just the system. I guess it's their way of saying, well, we keep doing this, one day you'll stop. I think that's their way of saying. That's just like if you go to prison and you're working inside, maybe you'll learn not to do what you did to get there. So I'm thinking that they feel like if they keep putting these laws down, that maybe one day it'll catch and somebody will do something about it. But we can't make people give us jobs. We can't make them give us help also. So it's a chance when you go into these places. Sometimes you're overqualified. Sometimes you're not qualified enough. And sometimes it's the way you dress or even the way you look if you're homeless. They're not gonna hire you. So it's a battle. I tell you that. It is a battle. It's exactly that. We've given up on humanity because so much people have been through so many different things, but in spite of anything, we're called to love regardless. But we're not. And I think that's the state of the world. I think that's the state of where we are now, because there's so much hate and not caring like they used to care for people. And then and when you see times like this, like Thanksgiving, we see a lot of people giving. But what about every day? In our everyday lives, we should be doing the same thing. Showing love. I guess it's easy to say, keep the faith, when you're not actually in the battle. But, you gotta trust and believe in something, that God has not forsaken us. And I feel like if we get by, that's scripture, if you don't mind me saying this, that's scripture. He said, if my people, which are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then they'll hear from heaven. And hey, I heal the land. I heal the land. And that's what it is. We done got so far away from love and God, and we just gotten far away, and sin is just running rapid. All right, take care.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. How's everybody doing today? I hope that everybody's having a good time, a great Thanksgiving, getting their bellies full. You know, I'm just out here, just strolling along, looking at the water and, just chilling a little bit. But I want to ask you, what if you woke up to this every morning? Beautiful, out on the water, and go fishing, and families can come and swim. Everybody have a good time and forget about their problems of the world. But really, what if you can wake up to this? But what about in stalls like this right here? Or even behind garbage cans and whatnot like that right there? But what about in stalls like this right here? Or even behind garbage cans and whatnot like that right there? Or even here on cold nights when you ain't got nowhere to go, nowhere to sleep, and you may do it for the best place you can lay your head and rest. Or to wake up to something like this right here, when this was your life, your hope, your dreams, and you lost everything, all in one moment, all at one time. Everything just gone. What if this happened to you? What would you face? Hey everybody, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Let me give you a little bit of something to think about. Our homeless veterans are homeless, but the veterans, they come and they fight wars and stuff for us and everything. They do everything that they possibly can for us, and nobody's ever given them help. Just think about that. Like, share, subscribe. Hope y'all enjoyed everything. I'll let you later.
Why does love feel